Among the many demands of teaching is this tremendous pressure on educators to stay positive. Sometimes, though, after a demoralizing faculty meeting or listening to fourth graders open and close their binders as loud as they possibly can when you've had 4 hours of sleep, a little bit of complaining might be just what you need. Some complaints can even lead into a productive discussion on how to make things better. On the other hand, complaining can leave you feeling worse. It can also make you look bad if you do it in the wrong place, at the wrong time, or in the wrong company. In other words, complaining about work is a little bit like drinking. It is best done with a few words of caution in mind, and here they are. First of all, you want to do it in moderation. Just like drinking, with complaining you may feel like you're letting off steam, but if you complain constantly and never quite get it out of your system, you might be dragging yourself down without realizing it. You can avoid this by setting some limits on when you have emotionally draining conversations and how long you let them go on. Just like with drinking, you probably don't want to start complaining the second you walk out of work and keep going until bedtime. And you certainly don't want to do it first thing in the morning. The next way that complaining about work is like drinking is that you just can't assume that everyone else likes it as much as you do. There are plenty of teachers who will be happy to share an after-work gripe session, but there will be teachers who don't complain at all or who only do it on rare occasions. And even those who do like to complain may have limits on how much they want to share or how much they want to hear. If people start to back out of the room anytime you begin a sentence with the words "these kids," it might be time to lighten up a little bit. The next similarity between complaining about work and drinking is that the teacher's lounge is not the place for it. Sure, teachers are role models. They change lives. They make a difference. All the things you read about on teacher mugs. But that does not mean that teachers are exempt from workplace politics or gossip. It is safe to assume that everyone at your school talks to someone, and someone in the teacher's lounge talks to everyone. If you are saying something that you wouldn't want repeated to coworkers or administrators, the teacher's lounge is not the place to discuss it. The next reason that complaining about work is like drinking is that students should not know you do it at all. As you may have noticed, kids repeat things. And on top of that, kids have their own problems. So teacher level issues are just none of their concern and none of their business. On a related note, with both drinking and complaining about teaching, you want to think twice before you put evidence online. In general, things are never as private or anonymous or untrackable as you may think they are. If you were to read your full employee handbook, they probably have something about how they could fire you for something you say online, as well as posting pictures of you doing certain things on social media. So better to not. All that being said, the final similarity between complaining about your teaching job and drinking is that when you really need to do it, do it. The occasional drink with your colleagues can be helpful, and so can the occasional vent. You can have a Friday happy hour, and you don't need to stay positive at all times. Sometimes you need to break that stay positive code in order to stay sane. And sane is better. In fact, my courses for teachers are collectively called the Maintain and Stay Sane program for teachers. This video is part of a series that I'm working on right now about toxic positivity, toxic negativity, and teacher advice. And if you are interested in that, you will find the link to that playlist underneath this video. Thank you for watching and have a great day.